All right, everybody, welcome back to. Whoops, forgot to turn this off. There we go. Welcome back to Death and Taxes. Welcome back to the arcade. I know I'm a little bit early today, so had some plans for this afternoon, but those may have fallen through. But we'll just be here hanging out for a while. So let's continue on with day 13. So let's see. What do we have down here? Hi, Elm. How are you? Let's see. How much is that? I don't have enough money for any of this, so let's keep going. Okay, apparently I bought something. Not sure what I bought. Okay, I heard something. Oh, we got a new follower. Thank you so much. Zen Gravity. Quack. Thank you so much for the follow, Zen. How are you doing today? Alright. Good, good. Okay, back here. Well, welcome to the arcade. I'm Ella. I'm half of the arcade. My partner, Reaper, he is the other half. He's probably still driving to work, but he'll probably pop in later. We are just a joint channel. I stream on Sundays. I usually stream a little bit later than now, but today is a weird day. And I'm kind of expecting a phone call, so you might be hearing my phone go off in the background every once in a while. I know, pro streamer. Reaper's going to be streaming tomorrow and Tuesday. He plays Fallout and a bunch of other stuff. I just kind of play whatever I'm feeling for that time. So let's go ahead and end our day. So let's go down here, see what we got. Okay, what do we have? Another family in poverty after joining a multi-level marketing scheme. Fracking linked to earthquakes, new research confirms. Research into drone warfare shows it's close to useless and woefully error-prone. Okay, so put that away. I got our little pigs. Nothing in there. Okay, what does fate say we need to do today? So I expect you in my office for your performance review after you are done today. Do not worry about that right now, though. Focus on the task at hand. 6 humans have to die. Okay, we have 9, so 3 humans are going to live. Anyone related to the transportation industry has to die. Choose humans on the left side of the profile bundle to die. Oh. Okay. So these 3 have to die. We're going to say those 3 have to die. And I know it's an ambulance driver. I'm going to say that's transportation industry. So, but Ike is certain that speed is the most important thing about an ambulance driver. Relentless speed, immaculate handling. At work, they braid their hair into a rat tail and have earned the right to wear a custom-made bright orange jumpsuit. Okay, so Ike, you get to die, because ambulance driver, that's transportation. Everybody choose humans on the left side of the profile bundle to die. So, okay, Tali Nygaard is a teacher. Tali teaches sex education to many different schools, helping adolescents navigate the twists and turns of physical and emotional evolution. They're a fan of ice skating, pottery, and very technical metal music, often traveling to concerts and festivals. You're on the left side, so unfortunately you have to die. Oh, of course a firefighter is going to have to die. So, Ronald has been working as a firefighter since their late teens, pledging to give their life to protect the people of Cosmopolis City. In remarkable physical shape, they have been organizing athletic events for communities all over the country to raise awareness for fire safety. So, you're on the left side, so you're going to have to die. Oh. Okay, you're a recruiter, so you don't fit the transportation. Europa is a top gun at many multi-level marketing companies that sell everything from super juices and vitamins to toilet scrubs. Despite starting their their every recruitment pitch with, it's not a pyramid scheme, but they keep bringing in dozens of naive people every week. Okay, so I don't like you, but you might live. Okay, you're transportation. You're a pilot. So Franklin considers themselves a hotshot pilot, having modeled their demeanor after an acting movie they saw at a young age. They wear large sunglasses all the time, drive around on a motorcycle, and attempt reckless stunts in their aircraft. So yeah, you're off of Top Gun. I think that's the movie. But yeah, you're a pilot, so you have to die. That's 3. Actually, that's 4. Okay, so that's 4. We need 6, so 2 more people have to die. Oil fracker. Najesh. So Najesh is in the fracking industry for the money, and no cries for environmentalists will make them rethink. They are determined to rise on the career ladder and become the boss of the fracking firm someday. Okay, so you're not transportation. You weren't on the left side, so... Okay. Gadis Kamisi. Okay, you're a drone pilot. After enlisting, Gadis decided to focus on the new and popular high-tech approach of drones because of their expertise with controllers and because it felt safer and less traumatizing. They're hoping to make the world a better and safer place. So you're not... I'm not going to say you're transportation, so... But I think you're okay. Mai Watanabe, City Planning Commissioner, so not transportation. Mai was recently appointed into the Urban Planning Department, something they'd been aiming at for a while. Turns out they're colluding with a number of their real estate friends in order to profit off city redevelopment, receiving kickbacks on many construction and housing deals. So you're a maybe. You're not evil, but I don't like you. So you're probably gonna go, you just want to make money, but in the future you might be okay. The world may benefit from not having you because of you don't like environmentalists. You're only 32 with a white mustache. Okay. Well, how about you? Anya Karpova, data scientist, who needs statistics when you have fancy algorithms and amazing concepts like AI and machine learning. Not Anya Karpova, that's for sure. They just put the data in and regard the results as absolute truth, requiring no critique. The almighty machine knows all. Okay, so, but we don't know what kind of data you're analyzing. But I'm going to say you're going to live, because we have 4 already, so we need 2 more to die. Let's see. You're with real estate. I think you're okay. So you're gonna live. You're gonna die because of environmentalists and stuff. Take care of the world. Let's see. So it's down to these two. I think you're gonna die and you're gonna live. So that should do it. Yep. 3 living, 6 dying. That should do it. Hey Washi, how are you? Let's see. Okay, go up here, get our money. Fate's back!
I have returned. Did you miss me?
So not really. Sure, I like our little chats. Shrug, I'm just here to work. I'm doing good. Decided to stream a little bit early today because I might be going to a hockey game with my in-laws later, but there's a chance I might not, so. But maybe getting a early stream in might be a good thing. Who knows? I love our new little icons that Reaper made. They're so cute. Okay, so thank the gods I was really getting tired of that cat. I think we'll do that.
Oh, who is adorable? Lady Portington? Who is? You are. Of course you are.
Like, we went to the hockey game last night with the in-laws, and we absolutely kicked butt. So, pretty much if we win today, it still depends on how the other teams that are playing tonight go. Whether or not we make it to the playoffs or not. Tonight is the last game for their regular season. The cat purrs cheerfully in response to Fate's petting.
You are a delightful scamp. Yes, you are. So, okay. Yes. Today is your 2-week performance evaluation. But before that, we must quickly check your daily conduct.
Yeah, our team won their playoffs, like all around playoffs last year. So hopefully we'll make it to the playoffs. If they don't, that kind of stinks considering we won it last year. But when you're getting into AHL, the players change so drastically. So from year to year. Okay, before that, we must quickly check your daily conduct.
Where did I place those papers, please? Where are you? Ah, here we go. Right. Seems to be correct, or whatever. Let us proceed to the more important evaluation.
Do I get a pay raise? I would say I've been pretty great thus far. Is there a problem? Wait patiently. Let's wait patiently.
Ah, Grim. How should I put it? In essence, you are a solid and dedicated worker. You play by the book. You do what you are told. There is little to criticize in your conduct, except perhaps for the minor lack of independence.
Let's see. You mean I don't think on my own, but the rules are there for a reason. What else am I supposed to do?
Of course, great care goes into calculating the equilibrium. But is that all that matters? One might expect at least an inkling of rebellion. Does an autonomous personality hide anywhere within your skull? You are
But I don't get money!
faithful, trusted. Is that all you are content with? Now, obviously, you are to be granted a small bonus. No one can argue you have not earned it. Keep it up. The ultimate evaluation is in 2 weeks.
But if I don't, if I'm rebellious, you go through and you don't pay me. Believe me, I do too. I'd like to see more games this year. Woohoo! I got 900 this time. Let's see what we can get. Let's see.
Back from her booty, are ye?
I want the snow globe, but I can't get the snow globe right now. Okay, but I can get this.
Feast your eyes upon this spiky boy. Ye wouldn't believe how long I searched for it at the exalted land of cacti. Just to get me phalanges on one of these. Finally unearthed it at the White Desert of Mub. It did not start there, however, you see. 'Tis a traveling cactus. Ye never see it move, but boy does it get around.
I will talk to Reaper. I don't know if we'll have to figure out how to get that to work. When did we get to 33%? Holy Toledo. Okay, I'll have to talk to Reaper on that one too, because I don't remember us getting up to 33%. For our little carpeting ventures. Huh. Okay, and we're gonna get Ears of the Beast.
I was the scourge of the seas.
Oh,
There's nothing
okay.
out there that frightens me. Once we looted an ancient tomb for gods and kings long forgotten. And you know what, matey? Found there the most particular set of ears. Wearing them gives ye supernatural hearing. Happened to overhear a mutineer plot that very night. So I threw them all right overboard. Plotting with the fishes now they are.
Okay, let's see if I can figure out how to put the little ears on. How do I put the ears on? Oh, geez. Okay, that's terrifying. Okay. I was not anticipating... I was anticipating, you know, the skeleton with just cat ears, not this. Okay, but that's kind of cool. Thank you, Washi. So I don't know if I don't know if I said thank you, and I don't know if he did or not, but thank you. Okay, let's go down here real quick. Okay, I talked to those two already.
Hey, Grimmy. Pleased to see you again. Are you still wearing the same attire from before? Oh, gross, it's been ages.
I just changed.
It's not that expensive. Alright, maybe you're not one for fashion. I've got just the thing to help you out. Something I've been holding for a special case. A cool visage to make your day. Check it out later. Crisis averted. Not much else happening on this quiet Sunday, though, so I appreciate you dropping in. What's on your mind? The prime curator of the archive, you mean? They work down in the cellar. No mortal.
Because it's like, we look at it and we're just like, we're not anticipating anybody going through and helping us with this. I mean, it's there, and we do really appreciate you guys, because it's like, it's awesome.
I haven't met anyone so enamored with structure and organizations before. I guess it comes with the territory. You two ought to get along fine. Heck, just bond over the equilibrium and standardizations and the like. Maybe you should eventually apply for an archive job instead.
Should I really?
Aw, I'm kidding. I don't think it works like that. The Abysmal Archive is a wild land, not easy to enter. What else you got in mind?
I don't have any money, so... Well, I do.
What's your poison?
Heat of the universe, iced coffee, or milk?
What else you got in mind?
Let's not waste money right now. That's all I got.
Lil Reaper.
Okay, cool. And I already talked to you two, right? Yeah. So... I got kitty cat ears now! Okay, that's cute. Okay. Let's see. So let's start the next day. And we love you guys too. You guys are just so, so sweet. I got another pig! Okay. Local firefighter breaks neck while demonstrating impressive firefighting stunts. MLM recruiter demonstrates company's flagship super juice, poisons self. Damages from fracking deemed to be too excessive and expensive. Government vows to shift towards developing better renewable energy sources. Foolhardy pilot attempts complicated aerial stunt, crashes aircraft straight into the ground. Ambulance gets broadsided by a truck, 1 dead, 7 injured. Multiple neighborhoods of already close to impoverished people thrown out of their homes in the name of innovation, urban renovation. Big companies' stock prices plummet after a series of questionable data-driven decisions. Dominant plague bacteria discovered in permafrost, waiting to be released. CEO of the WhatWhat social media platform planning to open a museum of antiques and relics. Okay. Oh, I do have one of those. Cool. Okay. Anything in here? I have 2 baby pigs now. Oink. Oink. Okay, let's see. Yay, thank you for the hug. Congratulations, Grim. You passed the performance review as expected, but let us not dwell on the past. I need you to focus on the future. This will be a tough day. Be attentive. Attentive. A total of 6 humans have to die. At least 3 humans with a scientific background have to die. At least 2 humans aged 30 or younger have to die. Okay, I have 8 people, so 6... so 6 have to die. So 2 people are going to be living. Let's put that over there. 3 people with a scientific background have to die. So you're an archaeologist, and you're under 30, so that takes out 2 birds with 1 stone. You're gonna have to die, sir. I am so sorry. Ejiro Bankel. Ejiro is currently organizing an excavation in the colder regions, digging up some permafrost in the hopes of finding artifacts from the fabled age of colossal hamsters. Oh no. Oh no, because over here it was talking about... Where is it? Where did it go? Something about permafrost over here. Where did it go? Ah, here we go. Dormant plague bacteria discovered in permafrost waiting to be released. So over here, digging up some permafrost in the hopes of finding artifacts. So if you die, then the permafrost isn't going to be, then the bacteria in the permafrost isn't going to be released, right? You, sir, are an inmate. You are probably going to live because you are over 30. And was that a Discord or was that a text? That looks like a Discord. Okay. You're over 30 and you are not in the scientific background unless it's in your Bio. AG is currently incarcerated at the local jail for producing hard drugs at the Organic Synthesis Lab. Oh, you do have a science background. They had access to a chemistry student as a chemistry student. They still dream of finishing their degree program after getting out of jail. AG now wishes to be a diplomat as they are constantly negotiating gang deals in jail and surviving. Unfortunately, sir, you're gonna die because you do have a chemistry background, so, or a scientific background. You're gonna have to die too, aren't you? Yeah. Archaeologist, legitimate researcher of greedy tomb raider. Consensus has not been reached when it comes to those noted archaeologist. For this noted archaeologist, for the past 5 years, they've been digging up artifacts around a Farid region. Oh, you saw my selfies? I don't take a lot of pictures of myself, but yesterday was a good day. Okay, you, sir, have a science background. You get to die. Because it's like, I don't post pictures very often. So it's like, you know what? Let's do it. Okay, Arson Sin. Arson loves to sin and is committed to performing all the four deadly sins daily. Let's see. He... Oh, just my only issue is my hair is always super duper frizzy. But, so that's like my only issue, really. Let's see. Arson loves to sin and is committed to performing all of the 4 deadly sins daily. They live in a cave outside the city, avoiding law enforcement. So we're going to put you down here because you are under 30. So let's see. You're under 30. You're over 30. You are over 30. So you might have to die just because you're under 30. Because 2 humans under 30 have to die. Asteroid Hunter. What began as constant stargazing as a child turned into a career in astronomy. Zara's main goal is to find asteroids that could potentially hit the planet and alert the asteroid destroyer unit in the military. So you are probably gonna die. You're probably gonna die. Oh, you're the only other one under 30, so you get to die. Okay, so... And 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that's... shoot. I'm sorry, I'm gonna say that you have a science background, so you're gonna have to die. Okay, composer. Michael was a musical prodigy since age 4, being able to pick up any instrument with little to no effort. Recently, they have been working at Fine Art Studios, composing some of the most haunting musical pieces for a number of soundtracks, mostly for computer games. Okay, you're gonna live... You're over 30, you don't have a science background, you're a barista. Okay. Fernardino? Okay. Fern. We're gonna call you Fern. Fern loves coffee and enjoys crafting elaborate foam art. They're an avid supporter of bamboo cups, dishes, and utensils in their free time. Fern likes birdwatching, pirate films, and selling bootleg Azu-Ray discs. They also have a modestly popular film review blog. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead. You're gonna live. You don't do anything too terrible, and you're gonna die because you're a kidnapper and you're creepy. Jerry is a creepy kidnapper. There's no way around that. Their latest plan is ambling near stadiums, wearing a cute mascot outfit and swiping kids who want to take a photo. It hasn't really worked thus far because of the crowds, but when it will, they'll demand a substantial ransom. You're gonna die. Oh, and I don't think you can see my achievements, but I got an achievement for benefactor. Hi, Fate.
Good evening, Grim. I hope you are doing well. I forgot to ask you yesterday. How did it feel going through almost a whole week on your own?
Basic, one day follows another.
Just so. Even we cannot stop the constant advance of time. Well, let us quickly go over the usual administrative matters. The papers. I see you have marked the appropriate number of profiles. Yay. Honestly, this corporate mandate is growing a bit tiresome. Oh well, what must be done? Speaking of, yesterday marked a significant moment in your career. Are you content with your evaluation?
Yes, it was good to hear. I'm such a good worker. I'm not sure about the whole rebellion thing you spoke of. I'm not sure about the whole rebellion thing you spoke of.
Oh, the fancy of my imagination. Take it as a metaphor. This reminds me. Have you any questions? It has been a while since we had a personable dialogue.
I'm still a bit unclear of the origin of the rules. How long is a day anyway? Not really. I'd rather get back to work. Let's see. Origin of the rules, or how long is a day? Origin of the rules.
What do you mean?
Do you pick what's supposed to happen and thus make it happen? Am I the one who actually picks and makes things happen?
Oh, nothing of the sort. The world, and the people therein, create the situation themselves without our interference. Our datamongers assemble, collate, and examine wide swathes of data, and calculate the parameters for the necessary equilibrium. We do not directly cause deaths, although our choices can modify the structure slightly.
How can that be? If I mark profiles, don't these decisions affect other people? Okay, that makes sense.
In a sense. But this is certainly not a one-to-one sequence of causal links. You should consider time works a bit differently in here. Anything else?
How long is a day anyway?
The complexity of time. Imagine that it is not a fixed and stable entity. I am sure you did not think only 15 days have passed since your arrival. Considering the frequency and magnitude of events in your moderately sized region.
Then how does it work?
Time is an inconsistent flux. While you rest, days, weeks, months may pass, at different intervals. Profiles from diverse moments appear on the same day, interlaced, within a rhizome of time and space stretching beyond mere 4 dimensions. That is why causal links are difficult to establish, and the equilibrium is of unfathomable complexity. Anything else?
What's my history? Was I someone?
You are a death spawn. I crafted you out of different materials.
Cool, I like being a thing. Where did my parts come from?
The store. And places. Anything else?
Do you play chess? I recall some film about death with tons of chess. Not really. I'd rather get back to work.
No. I am instead particular to this game called Go. Aesthetically pleasing, less violent and imperialistic.
Go is a great game. I haven't played it in years, though.
Anything else?
This was a lot. I should go rest.
Oh, one more thing. It was nice of you to gift Lady the little gerbil. I am sure she appreciates it.
Ah, the squeaky gerbil from last time. Yes.
Although, personally, I am growing rather tired of the incessant squeaking.
By the way, I noticed the toy behaving oddly, squeaking on its own and all.
Yes? What is odd about it?
I mean, how can it be? Is it alive or something?
But of course.
What? Or no way. What?
The toy is crafted with magic, of course. It holds the essence of a living little beast inside that rubber core. That you gave a sentient creature stuck inside an immortal body to a predatory animal? Well, a tad bit horrible, if you put it that way.
I don't want to think about this anymore, or can I take the toy back? A loud squeak interrupts from somewhere behind the table.
Until tomorrow, Grim.
Okay, I got 400 coins this time.
Shiver me timbers. Ye sure can't get enough of the Emporium.
Okay. Fancy suit bow tie. Infernal illuminator. I really want this. Okay, can't get that yet. Pigs. Oh, there's only 4 today. Okay. Archaeologist stumbles, impales himself on a massive tusk of a supposed giant hamster. Noted archaeologist caught attempting to smuggle ancient artifacts out of Faradin. Shot by a militia group. Oh dear. Asteroid hits nature reserve, several bird species now extinct. Chemistry puns gone wrong. Inmate at local jail stabbed to death. Body of local sinner found in a cave, crushed under a pile of loot. Unknown mascot struck dead by lightning in the middle of the day. Stadium officials confused. Album of the month reviews. Michael Land's The Orchard. A stunning display of haunting harmony. Okay. Put that back. How about we try out some brand new methods of strengthening the equilibrium? I have a great faith in these techniques of a more structural nature. Quote of the day, a total of 2 humans have to die. The humans on the opposite end of the profile bundle have to die. So these 2 are the ones that have to die. Yes, this may be the key. Fate. What? Huh. Little pigs. Pig, 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 pig. Pig, 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 pig. Okay. Pig. This is not what I was anticipating. Okay. Okay, Daya Sastry, 27, painter. Daya paints nudes and nudes only. For some reason, these paintings don't sell very well, and they've been playing around with the idea of pivoting into a life of sin after being inspired by the heretic death of prominent sinner Arson. You get to die. Oh, I'm eating goldfish. I'm sorry. I hope that's not bothering anybody. I just have some goldfish crackers. Okay, and stretch. Stretch. Ah. Like, I'm trying to crunch as quietly as I can. Let's see. So 2 people have to die, and they have to be on the opposite ends of the bundle. So, unfortunately, KG has to die. KG made a fortune with their protein bar factory, allowing them to retire early. They decided to use their hard-earned fortune on helping the community, supplying the impoverished regions with free potato plants and helping them become self-sufficient. Okay, Kathleen wrote a book on the economic planning, literally. On atomic... Kathleen wrote the book on economic planning. Literally, the last 5 years have been argued for a new way to organize and systematize labor and the production of resources, and for a different distribution of capital, which often revolves around renegotiating regulations and corporate oversight. So you're going to live... Oh, and I got another achievement. This is fine. Let's see. Kermit Colt. Kermit has a warm, kind-hearted personality and does their best to help troubled youth and marginalized people. They are a community activist and run a private practice for cognitive behavioral therapy when they aren't dealing with their grandkids. You're fine. Oops. Yay, huggies.
Grim, my fellow colleague, I have been deliberating a matter. Perhaps you can be of assistance. Should I become a writer? I could write many compelling works of fiction. I am an antique, after all. I have much experience.
Can't be any worse than some of the writers out there.
Why not? Indeed. Why not? I shall continue my contemplation. But for now, it is time for daily feedback.
See, I'm gonna take a nap. Okay, take a nap, and I will see you at Vixie's stream later if I'm not at the hockey game. So have a wonderful afternoon, morning. We're still in morning. Have a wonderful morning. Take a nice nap, and I will talk to you later.
All the files are in order. Excellent work. You are a testament to meticulousness. Well, off you go now. I must return to my deliberations.
Oink.
Ahoy! A pleasure to see ye again.
Ooh. Yes.
Huh. Didn't know I still had this beaked eyesore. I was at a gathering of some immensely wealthy idiots, where I saw an absolute buffoon wear this as professional attire. Just look at it. A weird long curve of a nose, and those stupid goggles. Ridiculous. Had to have it. So we plundered the whole lot of them. lest these smelled nice, for they soiled their trousers from fear. Then the mask came in real handy.
Okay, so let's see what that looks like. Because I am liking the kitty cat face a little bit.
Yes, you did it, Reaper. You have achieved it. Your grandeur grows with every passing minute. Soon, we'll be but mere motes beside your blazing glory. Nothing. I wouldn't dare say a thing, Your Majesty. Carry forth your deed of darkness, Reaper. But stop before it's too late. Already getting a bit late as we speak. The dusk nears.
Okie dokie. Oh, I thought that would have given me... Oh! Plague Doctor. That's exactly what I was looking at for. Chicken. I'm kind of digging that right now. Cute. Okay, so that was the end of the day. Big. Okay, let's see what happens. More power to the ultra corporations. It is the way of the future. They can build it. They will build it. Editorial by youth psychologist inspires anti-bullying movement. Check out these awesome personal jetpacks. Fighting game developers. Toolshed announced new league of upcoming Grand Reaper 5. Okay, let's see. Cactus, the most brutal of plants. Okay. All the humans on the bottom row have to die. Okay. So, I hope you are still well motivated from our performance discussion. We are trying out another new structural method. You will be required to demonstrate utmost precision. All humans on the bottom row have to die. Keep the chaos away, will you? Okay. Okay, Sayori Shimura, project manager. Sayori manages a big software development project at Glamazon. Although they have zero idea of how software development works, their uncle, the CEO, sees a bright future ahead of them. No, you're not going to have a bright future because you have to die, Sayori. Sorry. Okay, Milena Altamira. Milena is struck right in the middle of a taxi mafia turf war. They've had their tires slashed, their car chained to a traffic signpost, the front window painted, excuse me, and the interior of their car filled with foam. They're now considering joining an app-based rideshare service. Sorry, you don't get to join Uber. Sorry. Hairdresser. Armin Armin. There's nothing Armin likes to do more than gossip. Working as a hairdresser provides ample opportunities for this hobby. Due to memory issues, Armin occasionally starts gossiping about the client they're currently in the process of working on. You're gonna get stabbed with scissors. Okay. Let's see. Terrence Hatchett, retired novelist. For 40 years, Terry wrote charming, fantastical novels for youth and adults alike. Up until their health began to deteriorate, they still try to write every day, but the process keeps getting more difficult. They've also made substantial donations to many health research trusts. You're gonna live because you're not on the bottom row. How about you? Talia Al-Farsi. 64 president. Talia is the current president of Formosa. Recently elected after years of working as a professor of economic theory, they are known for being critical of exploitative structures and pushing for more wealth equity. They have 3 kids and 8 grandchildren. You get to live, because you're on the top row. Raika Hisukawa, 32, digital athlete. Raiko, a father of 6, has won the champion title for Grand Reaper 4, 8 times, making them the prevailing world best at said fighting game. After retiring due to age, they're 32. You are 32! They have pivoted towards tournament commentary and coaching new players. You get to live, but you are 32 and you retired due to age from a video game. Okay. Neurosurgeon, you get to live. Ewald Buddy. Ewald, a child prodigy, has been performing brain surgery since the age of 18. They're well established as a medical professional in academia and in practice. Ewald is addicted to adrenaline and is well known for taking great personal risks. You're fine right now, though. You are good to go.
Deathspawn, I have been ruminating on the humans. They vex me. Why do they exist? Their presence still seems unnecessary. Would it all not be simpler without them?
Maybe, but it's not our call to make. Yes, they should all go. No, we need them. Let's see. I just want to make sure I'm not getting any texts or anything. No phone calls, nothing. That's okay. Okay. Back to this. Doop. Boop. Here we go. So maybe, but that's not our call to make.
Perhaps. We do still hold some control over the levers.
Honestly, it's all way over my head. I really don't see this line of thought going anywhere. I'm just here to follow orders. Couldn't humans achieve immortality somehow? Yeah, couldn't humans achieve immortality
To put
somehow?
us right out of business, and you out of existence? Would you really trade yourself for them? What a time it would be for us all. A peaceful time. Ah, never mind my ramblings. I acknowledge your patience and loyalty.
Actually, I do have thoughts on loyalty.
I am all ears, Grim.
Don't you think this flows too one way? It doesn't seem fair because I've got basically no agency. It's nothing special. I just like doing what I'm told.
Such is the nature of loyalty.
Hardly. You're just arrogant, always demanding, never giving back. I guess never mind then.
Ha! Grand. A reaper demanding its due. Unfortunately, you will just have to live with it. Live. See what Where's your sense of humor? Well, I appreciated the discourse. Good night.
Wait, I didn't even get my daily review.
Oh, right. Slipped my mind. Well, if it is that important to you. It seems you marked the proper amount of profiles. Well done, and all that.
Woohoo!
Now depart. I have things to contemplate.
Have a good night, Fate.
Ye drive a hard bargain, matey, but Mortimer does love a good scuffle.
Okay, everything is out of my price range, so I'm not going to be able to buy anything. The bar is currently closed, so end day. Okay, let's see. Renowned neurosurgeon survives breaking most bones in body after near-fatal fall from skyscraper for dangerous stunt. Formosan economy gradually improving after critical economic reforms. Click here Talia Al-Farsi re-election campaign video. Oh, no. It's like, click here. I want to click here. I want to see this video. No. Government to crack down on taxi turf war after driver dies of a stupid prank pulled on their vehicle. The Daily Moon. What are digital athletes of yesteryear up to these days? Button mashing, not a valid tactic. Study finds. Beloved author publishes new novel titled The Dance Macabre, says it could be their last. Bad hair days increasing in frequency after death of local hairdresser. Genetically modified crops proven to be a hoax. Use all natural fertilizers. Okay, so there's that. What do we got? Every other profile has to die. Okay. Tidings, Grim. Life should not be too predictable. Do you not agree? We could use a little bit of alteration and alternation every so often, and I have developed just the thing for it. Quota for the day. Every other profile has to die now. Must now return to my research fate. So, let's see. Do you get to live or do you get to die? Let's see. Kaipo is the grumpiest, most cantankerous senior citizen possible. They dislike absolutely everyone and everything and are adamant in making everyone's life more difficult, both in life and death. There is no escape from Kaipo. Sorry, Kaipo, you get to die. You're a jackwagon, it sounds like. Okay, so that means you get to live. Keeley decided to return to school to finish their education after their 4 kids grew up and went to find their own path. While progress is difficult after such a long pause, Keeley is dedicated and diligent. When not at school, they write slam poetry. Okay. Okay, I'm okay with you living. Okay, you're gonna die. Renee O'Shaughnessy. Renee teaches languages and literary criticism to high schoolers and an arduous task. All things considered, they've an interest in education science with the aim to upgrade the teaching methods of other teachers, as many of the old-timers are not up to date with modern approaches. Okay, unfortunately you have to die. And you get to live. Yusuf Al-Astra, stay-at-home parent. Yusuf mostly stays at home raising their kid after the death of their spouse. It's been a rough going both mentally and physically, but they're making do thanks to the support network of friends and family. So you get to live, which is good, because if your spouse died, I would have felt so bad if you had to die. Okay, so this next person has to die. Ahmed has never been happy with their status quo, as in with whatever they currently happen to have, they've always aimed higher and further, experimenting with various different fields in order to find new ways. Oh no! New ways for ever more productive crops. Supermodel gets to live. Ana Isabel Sanchez. Ana spends all of their time and energy on adhering to increasingly unreal beauty standards. After a gut-wrenching, painful week of juice detox, they still got yelled at for being a fat cow during moments of weakness. They even tend to believe their claims and accusations. Oh no! You get to live, but oh no, your life sucks. Okay. Tech support, you get to die. Okay. Park Lee. Park works as a team leader at Toyabishi. Toyabishi, okay. Providing tech support for a variety of important companies across the northern countries. This can be more interesting than one. Oh, hi, Floovies. How are you? Oh my gosh. I get to choose who gets to die today. Oh dear. This guy gets... I feel bad because tech support gets to die. But let's see. Providing tech support for a variety of important companies across the northern countries. This can be more interesting than one assumes, as sometimes the program companies use breakdown in incredibly puzzling ways. So you get to die, you get to live. Editor-in-Chief. Before Amadeus took over the Daily Moon, the newspapers was in decline. With ruthless determination, they turned the paper into the tabloid powerhouse we know today. While recklessly digging through the lives of others, they've used the paper to suppress rumors about themselves. You get to live. Yes. What's new and exciting?
Grim, welcome. Remember when I told you of my idea to become an author? I think I have reached a conclusion.
I'm all ears, metaphorically speaking. Is this really what my job has come to? Oh no, I recall nothing of the sort.
Appreciated. Now, you might find this shocking.
Ooh, it's been really nice. So going out for a walk is just awesome at the moment.
Truly.
Except for it's
I have
supposed to
decided set myself upon the path of grand artistry.
Let's see.
I shall compose a novel most illustrious, one that will explain everything.
But it's supposed to snow tomorrow. It's been so nice, but it's supposed to snow tomorrow. Okay, can we read it?
Certainly, once it is finished, you will be the recipient of the first copy of the first printing.
Nice.
Anyway, we have some official business to take care of, yes? The tedium of profiles.
It do be spring though, yes. It is definitely spring, and it is what's the word? Wow, I completely it has its ups and downs. It's just like one day it's 80 degrees and 2 days later it's 30 degrees and snowing.
Nothing amiss here, as far as I can see. Your adherence to the rules is admirable.
Thank you very much.
Now I bid thee goodbye. The inaugural words of the greatest novel of all time will be engraved tonight.
All right, good luck, Fate. Oink.
Batten down the hatches. 'Tis a storm of sails.
Okay. Only a noble craftsman can craft an alfenique of this caliber. Exquisite, tasty, no one can deny. I'd have the sweetest possible visage if I wore this. So I have 900. I don't have enough for anything, but I will get this
Dear
for right
me,
now.
'tis a tragic tale. You ever hear of the Dia de Mortos? A wild night, certainly. There we was, celebrating the passing of mi amiga. Several days later, woke up buried under a mountain of empty bottles. This mass stuck to me face. Never knew where it came from. But I will happily let the memory of me fellow buccaneer and me headache be carried by another.
Okay, so let's see.
Hey there. What you up to, killer?
Let's see. What now?
The suffering. How many lives have you taken? Do you even count? Starting to look a bit grim, ain't it? I guess that's already in the name. Grim Reaper.
I'm not hurting anyone personally, not my place to rattle the status quo. That's in my name, so what?
Of course not. You're pure and clean. It's not as if life and death are directly in your control. No wonder fate picked you for the crafting pot.
Okay, let's see what this... Huh! I think I'm gonna stay with this one for right now, though. Okay, next day. Pigs. Okay, a legendary tech support team die in an airplane crash. Major flaw in Tobiyashi medical equipment leads to the demise of a number of critical patients. X-model influencer draws attention to harmful expectations in the fashion business. Poor and out-of-date educational standards lead to mistakes and decreasing competency all across the business world. Grouchy Senior in the Cosmopolis dies, still manages to make life worse for everyone. Look at this complete idiot farmer who got crushed by their own tractor. Another young adult harassed by a mysterious person. Is Cosmopolis City dealing with a serial stalker? The youth of today immoral and lazy. We should reinstate harsher punishments. Will superstar racer Miguel Stock bring home another trophy for Cosmopolis City? Okay, what do you got for me today? Fate. Okay. What? I'll keep this short. I am suspecting a systematic bias in our balancing mythology. Quota for the day. The last 3 humans coming from the facts have to die. I'm counting on the accuracy of your judgment. What? Oh, okay. I don't know. This one's weird. Okay, Gwendolyn Shi. We'll start with you. So, there's 3 that have to die. And if I put them over here, maybe? That's so weird. Okay. Gwendolyn is not exactly sure when their career as a network engineer stagnated. It's definitely not what they dreamed of doing with their life, but they're barely just content enough, and their large family depends on their income. Okay, you're gonna live. Let's see. Oh my gosh. Sorry, Reaper just sent me a picture of a really cute little puppy sleeping at his dealership. I'm sure he'll put it in the Discord. So here, give me 1 second. I don't know if there's anybody new in here, but there's our Discord. Yeah. I'm sure he'll put it in the Discord here in a little bit. Okay, you're probably gonna live. So we only need 3 people to die. So live. gonna put you there. Okay, no. Okay. Sumika leads a highly trained anti-poaching team. The number of poaching incidents was greatly reduced when Sumika got approved to use electric weapons and traps against the poachers. Sumika lives right on the edge of the forest with their family. Let's see. You're gonna live... Put you there. You there. Theoretical beekeeper and race car driver Miguel Salk. Salk. Miguel has always dreamt of becoming a beekeeper, but for some reason, perhaps due to the fear of sharp objects, has never pursued their true passion. This in turn has led them to becoming a very successful race car driver, an occupation they unfortunately hate. They'd rather just live quietly with their bees. You're gonna go there for right now. Soldier. Pietro Cosimo Alel. Pietro comes from a family of soldiers going back several generations. As such, they felt they had little choice but to follow the same path and enlist. They are now returning from their second tour in Faridin, although they're really not into the whole military thing at all. Dentist. Agnes May Ortega. Agnes claims a dog ate their diploma, and everyone just has to believe they're an actual dentist to look like they know what they're doing. Agnes just drills random teeth on patients. You're gonna die. I do not care. You get to die. Because you'll probably make someone else die. Okay, Frederick Hoag. Frederick spends all their days in the monastery writing manuscripts by hand, although the printing press was invented centuries ago. They insist that texts written by hand are the most pure. So you didn't do anything, but that's okay. Anna has worked as judge for 20 years and loves their job very much. Not so much because of the bringing of justice, but because of the political power the position brings. And Anna likes having power and influence a little bit too much. You're gonna die. So, I just need 3 people to die, right? Whoops. The last 3 humans coming from the facts have to die. Okay. He just wants to have his bees. So, I need 1 more to die. Oh dear. I'm sorry, sir. Oh, I should have just gone off of age. Oh well. I think I got it right. I think that worked.
Grim, why are you here?
Why am I there?
Oh, right. The daily... always in positions when I have important research to perform. Let us get on with it. I see the exact amount of profiles necessary. Good job, I guess. Yes, that should suffice, I imagine.
Can I ask more questions?
Questions, Grim. Fine. I have trouble finding inspiration anyway. Perhaps your questions will assist me. Make sure they are deep and meaningful.
What do you think dying is like?
Idea. Our immortality precludes us from such knowledge. Yet, I imagine it would be a pleasant release.
But what if death is extremely bad and unpleasant?
In that case, at least one only dies once. But more likely, death is just nothingness. And nothing, being nothing, has no inherent positive or negative effects. Any other questions?
Is there an
Not
afterlife?
in the sense that humans consider it, no.
No peaceful illuminated paradise, no endless suffering in the grasp of cosmic horrors. What if the afterlife is a dating game where you must charm strange monstrous gods? Let's see.
Hardly. Any other questions?
Do you think mortals have some drive towards death?
Because they seem to find themselves in life-threatening situations all the time?
Something like that,
Life
yes.
is unpredictable and lacks an innate meaning. I imagine it is up to them to make their lives meaningful, even if it sometimes ends up being fatal. Any other questions?
Can language even deal with the concept of death?
Unlikely.
That doesn't stop art and literature from trying.
One must make do with what they have. Art does seem an attempt of immortalization, as humans feel the ever-present breath of death. A hybrid of entertainment, meaning-making, and the preservation of a facet of identity, carved into matter that might outlast the being itself. At least until all matter ceases to be.
That moment can't come fast enough. When that's going to happen, great, so art is pointless.
Grim, you are one odd fellow.
Yep, thanks.
Any other questions?
Actually, I got nothing.
Grand. Goodbye, Grim. The muse beckons.
Cord blimey! You're looting! All he wears.
Okay, so I can get this or this. The face of the great old one, or a fidget spinner. Let's do that
My
one.
Jones coffer, the slimy appendage is still here? I shudder at that very memory. Did not know which way was up, which way was down, where to step forward. The walls. They were everywhere. I grabbed what I could and ran as fast as me feet could go. As I emerged from the darkness, I found myself standing in the middle of a carnival. Truly a nightmare.
Alrighty. Let's see. Let's go with that one. Heh. Okay, we got 5. IT firm dealing with massive data breach lawsuit caused by careless worker. Superstar Miguel Salk wins yet another Grand Tourney tournament. Still hates racing. Racing is super dumb, they say during the post-victory interview. Local monk, the last person on Earth who can still write by hand, scientists baffled. Interviewing the intrepid crew, exploring the depths of the ocean. Okay. Let's see. The assignment. An eldritch waft of air passed through my office earlier. Certainly a sign of disorder. We could not determine the correct amount of humans to mark today, so I leave it up to you. Quota for the day. Any human who seems suspicious has to die. You will figure it out, yes? Okay. Keep your eyes open, Fate. So, anyone that looks suspicious. Let's see. Full-time mother, Jaya Morgan. Jaya is a mother of 4 who had their first kid at a really young age. These days, they live together with an extended family. Jaya loves knitting and crafting. Okay, you're not suspicious. You're fine. Ivan...
Womp womp.
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 Womp womp. Hi, Saz. How are you? Oh my goodness. Oh. So let's see. I need to kill... Let's see. I'm good. Just got home from the movies. Ooh. What did you go see? Anything? Was it good? Oh, you got to go see the new Mario movie? Was it good? Okay, good. Because it's like I have my reservations on it. Because it's like... Okay, good. You liked it a lot. Because it's like we have a voice of Mario. And they gave it to somebody else. Let's see. I need to kill everyone that is suspicious. So let's see. Are you suspicious, Ivanovich Rudevsky? But we saw it dubbed in Swedish, so... Oh, okay. So, I have a very interesting question. Because I've always watched things in English, so it's like English has different language accents. So did your Mario in Swedish have an Italian accent? Please tell me yes, because that would be hilarious. No spoilers. Okay, I guess that Reaper and I are gonna have to go see it then. So how is that puppy, Mr. Reaper? Because it's like, in the English version, I know that Bowser is voiced by Jack Black, and it's like, oh my gosh, I love Jack Black. Oh, I need to take that off for a sec. There we go. So, let's see. Are you, sir, suspicious? Ivan started looking for work right after graduation but hasn't found one yet, mainly because jobs these days require them to have previous work experience, while the only way to get the required work experience is to have the job they're applying to. Meanwhile, they're training to be the world's fastest Onyx Cube solver. Okay, I wouldn't say that's suspicious. I mean, I tried to ignore whatever they said because Swedish voice actors are mid at best. I just enjoyed the plot and the rest. Oh, okay. Let's see. Submarine Commander. Evelyn D. Space. Let's see. In their youth, Evelyn read the works of Anvar Jules, another of many fantastical adventure novels inspired by the novel The Teenage Commander. They decided to become a commander, that is, themselves and dive thousands of leagues under the sea, and they did. Okay. Like, none of these are looking suspicious yet. Let's see. Lucien Carnot. Lucien has been teaching undergrads for nearly 30 years now. Okay. They were well known for their welcoming demeanor, yet whispers travel about shady and inappropriate deeds. Ooh, 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 I don't like you. No, you're suspicious. You're gross. Okay. Okay. Tara Rigney, personal assistant. Tara can read the thoughts and feelings of their boss at any given moment because they've successfully learned all of the minuscule facial twitches, although they often tell everyone in their career ambitions at length. In truth, they're just happy to help. Okay. Okie dokie. Have fun at work, kick butt, fix bikes, yada yada. Yada yada. Okay, I don't think any of these people are suspicious other than just you. Let's see. I think we're okay. We're just gonna kill one. I'm happy with my choice on that one, I think. Because I didn't have a number that I need. Where's Fate? As you enter, you notice the Fate's office is empty aside from Lady Poddington snoozing on the table. Oh no, this again. Hey, kitty cat. You are so cute, sweet, more freedom from the yoke of the Overlord. Okay. This again. The old-fashioned phone suddenly rings with an ear-piercing metallic clatter. A familiar voice calls from the static.
Haha, Grim, jolly good. As you may have noticed, I am absent. I decided for a short vacation. It is a weekend, after all, and the free time will be essential for research. For the novel, yes?
Hey, why can't I get a vacation? So I'm reporting to the cat again. Fine by me, I just need the daily review. Can't I get a vacation?
Hello, Grim, are you there? Curse this useless apparatus. It never works when I need it. So, perhaps you are wondering about the nature of vacations in our profession. Well, those are for highest management only. I mean, it is not as if you need one. Technically, you are just an amalgamation of ingredients. You are not even alive. But what of the conduct overview, you may be thinking? To be honest, I cannot be bothered at the moment. I am certain you have done well enough. Now, I must go submerge myself. Toodles, Grim.
Okay.
You're such a scoundrel. There should be a bounty on your head.
Okay, so a cursed gourd, so Pumpkinhead. I have 600, so let's do this.
A spooky tale if there was one. Stumbled upon a Gothic-like castle during me travels once. Seemed like good looting at first, but nay, a monster hunted them corridors. Head large and round, eyes shining like two lamps aflame. 'Twas paralyzing. Never have I been so frightened of anything in my life. Turns out, it was the Baron who'd got the curse of the were-pumpkin. Only happens during full moons, though. And even then, only 1 month a year. So 'tis not much of a curse.
Okay, so let's see if we... Oh, these are kind of cool. let's see what we got.
Look at that. It's a hatchling. I guess they let all sorts work here nowadays. The assemblage must be decay. Yet one must welcome the dregs, one must. What brings you to Florian, the Eradicator?
Just trying to meet new people. I like your style, Florian. Why are you called the Eradicator? You sound like a pompous ass. Oh dear. Let's see. I like your style.
Don't need a sycophant. Thanks. Try to keep from gushing too much. It's so banal.
Oh, you are a pompous ass.
Just be impressed you're in my presence. But be it over there, somewhere far enough. Still, fate expects us to be polite to one's colleagues because it advances synergy and improves long-term morale. I suppose I must then do my best to enlighten you on whatever matters are bothering you today.
Oh, what do you think of fate? You're another Reaper who works in the office. You must really like the sound of your own voice.
A capable bureaucrat, but later seems to be losing his way. Too much faffing around with pointless minutiae. And the funds for regulations. I've always said we should be able to mark people to death more freely. But no. Always with these limitations. I am the best and brightest of the bunch. When I aim for the jugular, I do not miss. With blood and guts, I will paint my magnum opus on the canvas of cosmos.
You're so avant-garde. Why are you even what are you even talking about? That's not what you were supposed to do.
All flesh is temporary. We here provide the herd with an escape from their meat prison. It is called salvation, or at least the closest thing they'll ever get.
Are you implying you mark people to death all the time? Do you ever think of the consequences? What does fate think about your grand ideas?
I don't get to meet the boss often, surprising as that may be. Fate doesn't chat with Reapers all the time. In the order of things, we are beneath him, as the humans are beneath us. I just make sure to enjoy every slash and stab. Take pride in a successful exit. For that is what we are born to do. Yes, we Deathbringers. All have to die.
I'll have to die eventually when it's time, so what's stopping you from marking everyone? Great chat, goodbye. I'm leaving, can't say it was pleasant talking to you.
Unthinkable. You mean to suggest I go against fate's rules and kill more people? A lot more. All of them. I mean, it'd be amazing. Yeah. A glorious day. But, such fantasy. I can bide my time until they're atrophied.
Let's see. Great chat. Goodbye.
Little hatchling. Lessons learned, off you go.
You are a pompous ass. Okay. So I talk to you. Talk to you.
I don't think I've seen you here before. Let me guess. You're in the... human department, right? I mean, the dark circles, the vibe like you haven't slept for 1,000 years.
Yeah, it's been rough.
Don't worry, stranger. It gets easier. At least it did for me. For you see, I'm also in the human department.
Yeah, I can also tell by those dark circles. How do you like it here? But you don't look tired at all. But you don't look tired at all.
Thanks, I guess. So, I figure you've been here a while by now. How do you feel about the work we do?
Work is work. Sucks real bad. I hate it. I actually feel like I should head back to work right now. Bye. Work is work.
Right? I've heard some spawns complain about insane working hours, but they spend all day on their phones. Doom scrolling on Cocker, or whatever that dumb app is called. I haven't opened it in years.
What's Cocker? You haven't missed much. You don't read the news. Yeah, I don't read the news either.
No. I mean, I used to, but nothing interesting ever happened. The instructions are the same every day anyway. Kill all door-to-door salespeople. And what do I see in the app? The door-to-door salespeople died. Great! So very engaging. And that's followed by the stories of downright horrible things happening everywhere. No thanks.
Even though if asking fate about your never thought about asking fate about your never changing instructions, what do you mean? My choices affect the world all the time. I get different instructions every day. In any case, reading the news helps make decisions.
Congratulations? Huh. I've seen the boss, like, once. Not gonna happen. I bet it's all part of Fate's grandiose plan. The Equilibrium. And who am I? A mere spawn to question it.
What do you mean my choices affect the world all the time?
Do they, though? Do they really? Or is it an illusion? I just do what fate tells me to. The decisions are not mine to make.
A life with no choices and you still haven't given up? Wow, a life without decisions, that's the dream. Actually, I feel like making the decision to leave now.
Have you ever heard the inspiring story of Skullifus? I'm guessing you haven't, since it happened way back when we still used rubber stamps instead of markers. Okay, so Skullifus spent all day, every day, stamping profiles to live or die. They got a grandiose case of carpal tunnel from all that stamping, but still they kept on going. Every day they'd receive a heap of new profiles, which were basically the same as the ones they'd stamped the day before. Almost as if powering through the carpal tunnel wasn't making any difference. Almost as if it wasn't worth it. Sound familiar? In any case, they kept going. Kept on stamping. Because they had to. Because when you give up, the cosmos, that meaningless entropy, it wins. And I'm never gonna let that happen. Even if it means doing the exact same thing. Day in, day out.
That's it? That's the inspirational story?
That's it, stranger. It inspires me to wake up every day. Besides, as long as the coins keep coming, can we really complain? You mean, what? Ignore my instructions? Won't that get me, like, instantly fired? I could start sparing some of these door-to-door salespeople, maybe. What the heck? I'll do it. Time for some of these salespeople to live at last. They seem harmless enough.
Let's see. Yeah, good luck.
You're a real special individual. You know that, right? I'm off to sow some chaos. See you later. I hope.
Okay.
Why, if it isn't the young Grimster. Back again to delight my eye. Oh, so 3 weeks down already. That's quite an achievement. Say, how's the grind been treating you since our last chat?
I've been a meticulous professional, pretty good, same as usual. Don't know, I have trouble deciding. Mostly I'm confused.
Yeah, I got the inkling from our last talk. Still, I've been thinking, figured you'd be the one to find intrigue in questioning authority.
I do what I'm told. I was born for this. I am the authority sometimes, but I ignore it.
Makes you quite the determinist hero then, don't it? I don't think I could adhere to obscure designs with such confidence. One ought to heed instincts in collaboration with reason. Sounds twice as powerful to me, yeah? But what do I know? I'm just the barkeep. So what can I get you? That one? Heck. What can I say that you won't glean on your own? They try to act all suave on the surface, but truth be told, they're a proper jerk. At least when it comes to the job. Can't say I trust their judgment too much.
Let's see. Thanks for the tip. They don't seem responsible.
You'd think your profession needed conscientious workers, right? Don't take this the wrong way. I don't often disparage patrons of the den. We have here a shared experience. Here's to hoping they won't cause some sort of a major blunder. What else you got in mind? Sure, what's your poison?
Heat death of the universe iced coffee. The enjoyable icy sweetness once again reminds you that the ultimate end of the universe isn't that far away in the grand scheme of things.
Au revoir, Lil Reaper.
Okay. I think I'm gonna change this back. To that one. Okay, Crow News. Local youth comes in second at Global Onyx Cube Solving Tournament. I'll get it next year, they comment resolutely. Fashion firm reports record earnings promise to spread wealth around, but just a tiny bit. AI breakthrough imminent, promises founder of Transglobal Inc. The military-industrial complex is tackling progressive issues by having their first ever female CEO. Okay, cool. Let's see. Quota for today. 5 humans have to die. 1 human must be spared. This is of utmost importance. Do be careful to let the right person live. Okay, your attention is required. I have been informed of a delicate situation. I trust that you will handle it as usual. So 5 have to die. Hi, Sparkle. How are you? Oh no, what happened? Frustrated, just wasted a day of my life and it was Sunday too. Oh no! Okay, 1 person must live. Let's see. Nora turned to regular embezzlement after their multi-level marketing scheme failed. The beauty products and cognitive enhancers were not selling. All this to pay off their mortgage and to keep their child in a decent school. Nora films claymation shorts in their spare time. Okay. Dakota is a marketing genius who could sell barbecue ribs to a vegan. Their exceptional talent landed them a job as a telemarketer, where they have single-handedly increased profits by 200%. They're especially appealing to senior citizens. You! Screw you. You get to die. Corrupt CEO. Albert is an incredible human being, as in never in let's see. We had a dodgeball tournament, but we didn't play well and the organization was crap. Or... Oh. Ugh. Well, that stinks. Pretty much I'm one of those people, as long as you had fun, it doesn't matter how well you did, but it's just like that stinks. I'm sorry. Alright, corrupt CEO. Albert is an incredible human being, as in never in all history has there been anyone who has destroyed so many humane and social systems with such nihilism and greed. They will stop at nothing in their quest to squeeze out any short-term profit. Screw you, you get to die. IT architect, AI researcher. David is the founder of Transglobal Inc., a company that produces high-tech gadgets like smartwatches and digital home assistants. For the past 5 years, David has been the frontmost proponent of algorithms and financial intelligence research. Okay, you I think will be okay. You're probably gonna die. You're probably gonna be fine. Takahiro loves hitting a tiny ball with a stick. There's no doubt about it. Just whack the tiny ball real hard and see where it lands. Sometimes it even ends where it's supposed to. Oftentimes not. It doesn't matter. As Takahiro also loves refreshing walks and searching for things. Theophania is the latest heir of the Einer family. The family started off providing security almost 100 years ago with their initial Monitor C consulting firm. Over time, they acquired a number of factories and grew into the arms-providing conglomerate also known as Sundower Security Services. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. You get to die. I'm sorry, sir. You get to die. I think I'm going to be using the coin for the first time. So... because security, CEO, IT. And AI research. This is for her. She gets to live. Oh dear. As you enter, Lady Poddington is batting the rubber gerbil between her paws. Squeak, squeak, the gerbil complains at every hit. Ugh, I can't believe I gave the gerbil to the cat. Yeah, I know the feeling, toy. See the violence inherent in the system. I can't believe I gave the gerbil to the cat. The cat eyes you suspiciously, covering the rubber toy with her paw. Not taking back. No taking back. The old-fashioned phone again rings right as you settle in. The familiar, if grainy voice can be heard.
Grim, you would not believe the fun I am having. Such a transformation from the monotony of the office. It almost makes it all seem worthwhile.
Okay.
Yes, you expect your daily summary, but I still cannot find it in me to burden myself with this matter.
episode. Off you go.
Okay, cool. Got my 400 coins. I already talked to them.
Doubloons will get ye anything, matey.
Okay. Odd, a visage which is equal parts bold, gruff, smooth, and cool, straight from the old days when expensive advertising told me smoking was cool. Yeah, let's go
Smokes
for it.
are deadly, ye know. A curse fouler than any I ever met. Not to me wildest dreams could I rob so many lives. 'Tis gazing down the length of an infinite tobacco stick, inching ever closer to the end. An ancient shaman gifted me this pack after I rescued their child from the rabid coyotes. Guess they weren't pleased with me good deed. Assume this visage and forever be reminded of the mortality of all.
Okay, so let's see.
When did you last smell the fresh scent of blossoming lilacs? Heard the soft cooing of a puffy bird with a bright plume? Felt the soft hum of the earth, yearning for attention?
My memory is unreliable. What are you talking about? I still feel those things. The rivers run dry, and salt fills the lungs of innocence. My memory is
It's not
unreliable.
just your memory that's unreliable. Oh, proud Reaper. Sometimes you cut too deep.
Okay, let's see. Huh. So we got Gerald, alt, miner's lung, lung damage, smoking kills. We'll go back to that one though. I like that one. Oh, Fate's back. Infamous CEO sails their enormous yacht directly into a beach, found impaled on a tree. Oh dear. Transglobal Inc. founder and CEO found dead at home, cause of death, drug overdose. Investigators find plans for a massive surveillance system at the home of dead tech wizard. Sundower announces another 50 billion arms sale to Warsgard? Wasgargrad? Something like that. When will people realize these kinds of superficial faux reformist changes are not some of... English, I can speak it, honest. When will people realize these kinds of superficial faux reformist changes are not some progressive step forward? The arms industry still works the same no matter who is technically in charge. Telemarketing company bankrupt after death of key marketer. Golfer suffers fatal head trauma at a golf course. Okay. What do we got? Today is simple, Grim. It is as if a great calmness has enveloped the world. I do not see the need for many deaths for today. Quota for the day, 2 humans have to die. Okay. So 2 have to die, 2 get to live. Let's see. Let's see. Eric O'Brien. Eric loves gazing deep into the eyes of people. They just can't enough of what they see in there. Usually pupils, corneas, the retina, and all the rest. Sometimes they imagine they can see into the very soul of the person. Sometimes they just see eye trauma they need to work on. Let's see. No text still. Okay. People need to be able to see, so I think you're doing good. Long distance cyclist, long distance biking. Yep, that's actually pretty much it. I'm asking Cadaver Resources to put me into a different department. Writing these drives me insane. If anyone is reading this, sign my petition at the water cooler next to desk 5. Okay. Marie is all about living in the present. Their past long forgotten. Several years ago, they moved to live near the glacier at Northern Point. Marie has always loved mountaineering, photography, sculpting, and modern dance. Okay. Titus is the latest heir of a noble pedigree. As such, they managed to retire young due to all the inherited wealth. These days, they spend their time lounging listlessly in constant ennui, something like that. Okay, so since all of them seem to be pretty well, and not too bad. Let's see. We'll start with you. I guess the noble gets to live. And how about you? Well, are you serious? Okay. Well. Okay, we're gonna have the optometrist. Okay, I get it. It did say 2 people have to die, right? Yeah. Fate's back. Hi, Fate.
Grim,
Welcome back.
how about we skip the pleasantries and get back to usual pointless drudgery? Right. I see the exact amount of profiles requested. At least someone seems to be up to their task. Oh, whatever.
Let's see. Whatever. Sorry, have I offended you somehow? What's with the attitude? Why are you so grumpy? It's none of my business, so I won't ask anything. Why are you so grumpy?
Why am I livid? Because the rest of highest management thought it necessary to remind me that taking sudden leave is detrimental to our aspirations. Because they thought to admonish me for taking a couple of days to perform important research.
Uh-oh.
Because, as was reminded, the saying goes, now, how was it? Nothing in life is more certain than...
Death and
Yes,
taxes.
Exactly. Either way, the nerve they have to lecture me on how to do my job.
Kind of like you do to me.
It is rather irritating, is it not? No matter, Grim. I apologize for taking it out on you. Good night.
Yo ho ho! What can old Mortimer provide ye with today?
Ooh.
My, 'tis a true classic. See, me and me crew were sailing round the side polar terminus, freezing our nuts off. Blinding storms, icy blizzards. Them some ruthless times. Dog eat dog, they say. Or pirates eat pirates, more like. Got lucky to find a whole field of tundra cotton when we did. Made some cloaks to keep the bones warm. Much too warm nowadays, though. So you're more than welcome to it.
Cool. I have no money now, but that's okay. Ooh, fancy. Look at that. Okay, we'll go with that. I'm gonna stand up for just a second. I will be right back. I'm not gonna worry about putting it onto a break time or anything. I just need to stand up for a sec. Hold on. Okay, back we are. Ooh, look, I'm not in a suit anymore. My little silhouette. That is awesome. Oh. Let's see. Young mountaineer lost in the Carolina mountain belt. The people of Cosmopolis City noted for having very beautiful eyes. Unidentified man found dead in nearby forest. Police suspect murder. The world's oldest person still around and kicking. Okay, this one's probably was actually there. What? My modest excuses, Grum. Right. The situation is that everything got all jumbled up in the fax delivery system. You should listen to your gut today. Heh, your gut, yes. But because you are a skeleton. Quota for the day. Go with the flow. Fate. Okie dokie then. Did I lose it? Oh, no, I didn't lose a pig. Okay. Pig. Okay, you guys, come on back over here. Oh, my goodness. Well, that's funny. I have my nice calendar here. And the little pigs go underneath the X's. That's... that's a little funny. Okay. Okay. Alright, so we get to wing it today. Gonna grab a little bit more of snacks. Sorry if you're gonna hear me crunching. I desire snacks. Sorry. Hopefully these won't be as loud as the goldfish. Let's see. Lorenthal Singh. Lorenthal is a full-time cashier, and they've embraced the grind with a will of steel. Their beacon to darkness is space exploration. Okay. Lorenthal supports every act taken towards space and even takes cosmology, astronomy classes in the community college with the hope that one day they contribute to a cause. Okay. Okay. You're good. Okay. Vari Iyer. 90 years old and retired. Okay. Vari never wanted to have kids. They have outlived all of their friends, relatives, and cats. Sitting in their tiny rental apartment, Vari spends most of their time living inside their memories, not bothering to make any new ones. Shoot. I'm sorry, sir. You've had a good run. You've had a very good run. Arnaldo Peff, morgue assistant. No one truly knows how the fall from grace of Arnaldo began. Once upon they lived a heroic life, so it is said, but such grand deeds are now a thing of the past. These days they work as a post-middle-aged assistant at a morgue. Okay. Pole vaulter, 22 years old. Timothy Morgier. Timothy doesn't really think about all of the difficult and confusing aspects of life. Their objective is to take a pole, run a bit, then vault over a bar, no matter how high it has been placed. Simple, elegant. Okay. Okay. Holy Toledo! You are 114 years old. Justice Asuscri? Well, Justice. Okay. Justice takes the greatest pleasure in listening to wondrous bird songs every morning after waking up, then spends most of their time at home as moving around has become burdensome. Although it's still possible, they love vanilla ice cream and bananas. You seem to be still having a good run, sir. Let's see. Zaya Al-Fulan. Zaya spends most of their time at work, reprimanding everyone. In their free time, they developed a quantum firewall, hoping that this piece of technology will help them get rich and go down in history. It'd also mean they could stop yelling at people due to bad passwords. Working on a quantum firewall, so hoping that a piece of technology will help get rich and go down in history. That's fine. Working on the greater good, even if it means you make a lot of money. That's fine. Stephen Ashby, statistician. Stephen lives and breathes statistics. They work as a statistical consultant at several companies and give lectures at the university. Every year they get drunk, they start ranting about the misuse of p-values. Okay. 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 Statistics are important. Okay. Nasir Al-Fari. Nasir loves to be physically active, and being a CrossFitter suits their lifestyle perfectly. Although the sport gets a bad rap, Nasir is determined to get a great example of how CrossFit can be performed safely. Yeah. Yeah. Are you a jerk? When the adolescent Henry poked a fellow student with a pen, they realized from that moment onward that their best friends will only be found on the pages of books, and these friends cannot be directly poked with pens. You are strange. Yes. I'm happy with that.
Grim, welcome. You know, pursuing my art has given me insights. I have been thinking of humanity, of mortality, their importance, worth, and meaning.
And what's the result so far? I think they're important and meaningful. I'm kind of busy right now, so can we skip it?
But is it enough? Listen, is death really such a bad thing? It would be better for everyone. In fact, do these humans even truly exist? Their ephemeral being leads to no relevant outcome. It is all transient, no matter what they do or achieve in life.
Okay, go on, I'll hear you out.
They exist in a state of hubris and arrogance, considering them the center of the universe. Yet without them, the sun still sets and rises. Stars explode, galaxies form, or get torn apart. There are departments even for these events. Humans are not the be-all, end-all pinnacle of creation. They are small and insignificant, yet full of themselves. The grandeur of everything will not get superseded by specks of nothing.
Go on.
It matters not how they live through their subjective experiences, millions upon billions of them, everyone considering themselves unique. And technically they are, I suppose, on a minor scale, yet also exceedingly similar, copying each other, living through similar events with similar basic reactions. While the universe is full of endless wonders they cannot or will not even experience or perceive ever.
Still listening.
Their presence is not even necessary to validate these events outside their subjective experience or understanding. Do you know the saying, Grim? If a tree falls in the forest and no one is around to hear it, good. Yes, imagine that, life reduced only to some human vicinity. The ultimate height of arrogance ingrained in them, to imagine their presence to be paramount. The tree does not only sound, it has been sounding a long time. It has grown without anyone present. It has lived a life. None of this requires humanity to be there to bear witness.
I agree with everything. Can I also get a daily review?
Fine, let me gather the files. I certainly put them somewhere. Here. Oh, yes, you absolutely did everything correct today. Such meticulous profile work. Happy?
Yes, very pleased.
Sometimes I do not comprehend you at all. Well, that concludes our meeting. Good night, Grim.
Do 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 do.
Mighty, 'tis an utmost pleasure to see you again.
Okay, so I only have 400. I don't have anything to get. This is closed.
Is your hand tired? Are your fingers getting stiff? You've been clicking around for quite a while.
I don't understand clicking on what.
On all the things you see scrolling by before your eyes. Perhaps the screen is too bright, the sound's too loud.
This is super weird. Are you talking to someone else? Thanks for caring.
No, no. It's you who died and found your way here. To the office, where you belong.
Okie dokie. Do your job. Okay. What do we have? A heartwarming tale. World's oldest person visited by their children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren, and largest ever family gathering. So, yay! The 114-year-old man got his family all together. Very nice. The local CrossFitter inspires hundreds to join gyms across the country after doing 100 times 100 kilogram hip thrusts topless for charity. The new age of digital security is upon us. Meet the quantum firewall. Medical worker escapes sudden death by mysterious means. Thesis on the Zeitgeist? Wins second prize at the local essay competition. A new celestial body located named Lorenthal after its discoverer. Tamafei jumps over the highest bar yet at the qualifiers, soon to vault themselves right to the world championships. Severe droughts worldwide, seen as existential threat to once blooming agriculture. Team of ragtag oil drillers sent to outer space to counter imminent asteroid impact threat. Are we seeing the start of an apocalypse, or is it just climate change? Okay. What do we got? Grim, I must inform you of a severe event. The atmosphere seems to have cracked open, figuratively. We will see where this takes us. Quota for the day, 4 humans have to die. Okay. Oh dear. Stretch, 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 stretch. Okay, let's see. Ejiri Sugimoto, cow-calf operator. A generational farmer, Ejiri has taken care of their family's ranch since their adulthood. The ranch itself has seen better days, with the most of the livestock lost to severe droughts and the machinery completely dilapidated. Ejiri is trying desperately to restore the ranch to working order with their small family. Okay, Jamal that. Branch manager. Jamal began their career as a customer support agent in a well-known corporation overseas branch. They climbed up the corporate ladder and now are looking to keep the branch running through economic difficulties. They are currently visiting in Cosmopolis, trying to negotiate additional funding. Okay. Drillmaster. Bruno is an infamous gruff drilling expert who has been working on deep-sea oil rigs. for countless years. They have a tense relationship with their offspring, yet have lately been attempting to reconnect and make things work. Hiroyo Saito. Push-ups, pull-ups, crunches, running. It's time to move your body, maggots. Hiroyo used to be a drill sergeant, but got discharged for being far too belligerent, even by military standards, and now they teach physical education to middle schoolers. Field worker. Ingold works on a farm where they do the usual farm stuff. They used to work at a high-stress economic position, but got really sick of the anxiety and decided to swap out for some tranquil manual labor. It was a pretty pointless job anyway. Okay. Four people have to die. I think I'm gonna have you live, because you're a rancher. You're gonna be important. Everybody else is gonna have to die. Okie dokie, up we go. Do 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 do.
Ah, the beginning. It has the sweet taste of deliverance. Every blade of grass, every ray of light.
Okay, let's see.
It is a captivating day, is it not, Grim?
Not really. Something bad is going on in the world, I guess so. Don't really care either way.
Indeed.
Alas.
Transformations often require sacrifices. Do you agree? My high spirits leave me at a loss for words.
Okay.
What you always do, Grim. It is your job to take care of the world. I trust you to make the correct choices. I, myself, must concentrate. The muses have struck me. They beckon. Work to be done while there is still time.
But there should always be time, since you are immortal, sir.
If I ever return to the seas, I'd have ye on me crew anytime.
Cool. Fancy suit, bow tie.
Oh. Don't tell your captain about this. 'Tis one of theirs.
Heh.
Stole a great deal of time ago, though. Like 'tis between 2 months at least.
Oh dear.
I remember it was like yesterday. Barely made it out of the wardrobe alive. Have ye seen how far it goes? Many skeletons are in there. Almost became one of them. But you can't trap old Mortimer that easy.
Huh. Okie doke. Cool. I didn't go through all of these. Bow ties are cool. It's... Oh, yes. Yes. We'll do that. Yes. Okay. Okay, for Grim. What do we got going on in the life, in the world? Torrential rains pelt unusually arid deserts causing massive mudslides. Okay. Young cow gives life to such ranch owner from barn fire. Economic wonderkind found dead in local park. Officials suspect heat stroke. More and more people dying of starvation in developing countries. Team of astronauts sent to detonate asteroid threat valiantly give lives to complete mission. Astrophysicist union pays tribute to fallen working class heroes. Famous burger joint St. Bonks under scrutiny by ethics commission. Will the police finally do something about the highway menace? Okay, what do we got? 6 humans have to die. Oh dear, the oceans are boiling. This is certainly going to affect international trade. 6 humans have to die. Okie dokie. So, 1 person gets to live today. Steal yourself, Fate. Okay, thanks, Fate. Satya Dar. Governess. Satya is just making some extra money providing teaching services in a couple of wealthy private households. They're saving up for a lengthy worldwide trip during which they plan to visit as many countries as possible. Satya is an avid fan of kite flying. Okay, so you're okay. Vasilish? We'll go with it. Has been serving tables since they enrolled in college to pay the tuition fees. They constantly dream of a better world. Longing for their childhood's simpler times, they planned on taking a gap year after finishing college to see the world, as troubled as it is. Okay. Radical climate scientist. You are probably going to be my one that's going to live. As the world's oceans grow more hostile, Ildo has undertaken a top-secret solo mission to nuke what is remaining of the polar ice caps in a wild attempt to cool down the planet. Ever since being a young student, they have always dreamed of saving the world, and being completely misguided is how to do it. Nope. Nope. For decades, Gahan has made a living by hunting wild game. Recently, they've become fascinated with certain conspiracy videos on MeTube and convinced that there is a monster living in a nearby swamp. Okay. Retired. Vanna is a person of simple pleasures. They are living at their retirement in the rural areas of Cosmopolis City, waiting for not much else than the sun to rise the next day. They enjoy reading science fiction books and crafting Lucky Charms. Okay. Alessia is an absolute speed demon. They cruise at utterly ridiculous speeds all around Cosmopolis City, delivering miscellaneous packages to various people and companies. With their stoic demeanor and calm nerves, they could be an excellent rally driver. I'm sorry, you're gone. Gangster, you're probably gonna be gone too. A life of crime has been Henny's life since they were born. Part of a gangster family, they have taken flight with much of their supposedly shared wealth and are looking to spend the rest of their days in an apocalypse bunker. Henny is being actively hunted by the rest of their family in a vendetta. Sorry, bud. Okay, so we got someone who's retired, just wanting to spend the rest of their life. We have a waiter and a governess. You're gonna die. Because, oops, no, not that one. 6 humans have to die. We are at 4, so who gets to live? think you're gonna live? Sorry. Sorry. Yes.
Grim, I find myself at an impasse. Lend me your thoughts.
Okay.
Should my prose be more experimental? Or should I stick to traditional narrative techniques?
Haven't you seen what's happening in the world? Experimental for sure. I prefer conventional narratives. Words cannot express how little I care. We'll go with
Grand.
experimental.
Yes, the exploratory aspect can lead me across the boundary. You are still here, Grim? I guess you want to talk about work instead?
Yes, sir.
Oh, fine. Let us take a look at the situation. My, so much chaos. Pain and suffering are off the charts. Everything is on fire, while ice invades from the polar zones. How did that even happen? Endless mountains of trash, undrinkable water, unbreathable air, toxic pollution. The ultimate ecological masterpiece. And in the center of it, Kathleen Holmes. I never knew a human could be this destructive. What can I say? Things do not seem to be going well at all.
Let's see what's going on. The world just keeps getting worse.
Are you sure? You are but a grain in this cosmic process, lacking the complete picture.
Yes.
What is done is done. These are the consequences you must live with, while you still live. Off to work, Grim. Certainly you have no time to waste now.
Kathleen Holmes. I wonder if they're going to come across my desk at some point. Okay, I got my 400 coins. What do we got now?
How many times have we met? I lost all count.
A lot. Okay, I have 500, so I can't get... I can get these.
We don't really plunder educational organizations, eh? You can't rob the ideas hiding inside the brain. Well, usually. So where did I get these fancy scholarly glasses, ye ask? Once, they belonged to a royal merchant, whose caravan I held at gunpoint. So he made me an offer I couldn't refuse. 'Tis be a powerful artifact, turning one into a formidable business powerhouse. How'd ye think I got a hold of this shop?
Okay, let's see.
Hey, what, pray tell, happened to the world?
The humans deserve what's coming to them. I don't know. I don't know.
Sure you do. It's the culmination of all your choices. Do you know the story of the Wyvern and the Prince Consort?
No.
Of course you do. A young, quick-witted Prince Consort was once kidnapped by a Wyvern. Using their gift of charm, they tried to alter the ways of the Wyvern in order to save their lands. Soon, the beast and the prince found resonating ideas and ambitions. They molded the land in rather inept ways, whilst thwarting attempts of rescue by the queen. Then the Wyvern, tired of the desolation, ate the prince and flew away.
Let's see. Am I the prince? Am I the wyvern? Or am I the queen? Am I the queen?
Yes.
Okay. You would have answered yes to any of those.
Yes. It doesn't matter if your mistakes were countless or few. as long as you learn the lesson. We are thankful of our time together, even as it's quickly running out. It'll be pretty horrible from here on out.
Oh, lovely. Yar. Let's see. We'll go with that one still. I only have 3 today? Absurd scene as notorious mafia family seemingly massacred itself with infighting. Deranged scientist crushed by stolen nuclear warhead in Cosmopolis Harbor. Authorities utterly baffled. World leader warns of radicalization as disaster looms over human habitats. Failing supply chains cause starvation, death all over country. Elderly people hit the hardest. Local fast food establishment raided by looters. Staff beaten with 1 dead from injuries. Daredevil delivery driver crushed by falling debris when sudden earthquake strikes Cosmopolis City. Body found in swamp suspected to be a local hunter. The swamp monster claimed another victim. Okay, so we only have 3 today. And 2 humans have to die. I hope that you read this post haste. This is a first. An entire continent has turned into a desert. There were not many humans left there, but now is their final hour. 2 humans have to die. So we have a politician, a CEO, and a retired person. So, and 2 have to die. Let's see. Ryo Kobayashi. Ryo has been aggressively advocating for a new radical policy which completely eliminates all taxes. Any and all vocal opponents are mercilessly mocked. I mean, what did taxes ever do for us anyway? Okay. Gaetana Anna Lotus. Gaetana, nicknamed Gal, was groomed from an early age to take over the family business, which happens to be one of the largest food and beverage companies in existence. In their free time, they enjoy long-distance hiking and survivalist exercises. Okay, Patty grew up in a farm outside the city. Post-graduation, they decided to pursue a music career, becoming a respected singer-songwriter. After surviving a stroke, their fingers don't work too well, and they feel their minds slipping away, bit by bit. Every day they're hoping for a way out before it's too late. Okay, so I'm gonna let you die because you are wanting to die before you go too far. Let's see. Since you are for food and beverage, I'm gonna let you live. You're gonna die. Yes.
Hello, Grim. I have been absorbed in my work. Tell me, how goes it out there in the wilds?
It's just properly spiraling out of control. Nothing much going on. It's going fine. Totally fine. No problems whatsoever. Fine. Let's see. It's just properly spiraling out of control.
Unconstrained, with nothing to stop it. Seems a terrible power, yes? Endless rows of industrial smokestacks pumping out poison. Chemical waste pooling into the groundwater. A total collapse of the biosphere. My. It truly looks like the end. I am giddy with anticipation.
I feel like a total failure.
Now, do not be so hard on yourself. goodness, look at the time, Grim. Precious moments wasted. Enjoy your night.
Awesome. Thank you. Oh, dear.
Ever wonder if there's a way to do things differently?
Yes. Anpu, god of the dead, mummification, embalming, and the afterlife centuries and tombs, or cemeteries and tombs, and the protector of the underworld. This hound really gets around and grants you a stunningly canine visage.
Ever been to the land of dunes, ye scallywag? There be ancient civilizations under the sand sometimes. Once I dug out this particular golden icon. All while I was digging, the bowels of the World Eater rang in my ears. But I persisted. Dug until me fingers cracked. No stopping. Till the riches were secured. Ah, 'tis truly a wondrous thing. Turns your own head into a jackal's, it does.
Fantastic. Okay. Haha. Anpu, winter is coming, Foxy. Goodest doggo is a Dalmatian. Okay, that's cute. Yes. Okay. Okay, that's snazzy. We're gonna go with that. Hee. Okay. Bedtime. I only have 2 today? CEO of Best Food Inc. steps down as company valuation takes massive tumble due to worldwide food shortage. Oh. Unrest grows as the world population faces imminent collapse. Insanely thorough science reports shows mankind is utterly doomed. Local swamp reportedly inhabited by a green monster. Okay. Unbeknownst to themselves, human society has finally collapsed. Whatever normalcy and humanity was left in the world is now swiftly fading. Quota for the day. The few remaining humans have to die. Okay. What did I do to deserve this? Jeez. Okay, Shelly McIntosh. Shelly is a wetland scientist who recently moved into a little cottage in the swamp where they can monitor soil measurements 24/7. Shelly wanders around the swamp in a frog costume, scaring lost hikers for entertainment. You're the green monster! Oh no! Okay, Yaffe Curie. Yaffe has finally gathered enough data to postulate that humanity is completely unable to cope with recent ecological changes. They recently published their work on social media in the hopes of leaving a warning for next generations if there are any. Oh my gosh. But it's like, okay, you wear a frog costume, and it says here, local swamp reportedly inhabited by green monster. You're the green monster, Shelly McIntosh. You're gonna get shot. Oh my gosh. Well, let's see how this one goes. I think we're getting close to the end of this run. There are multiple endings, so... But I think we're getting close to the end of this run. Achievement unlocked. Deathbringer. You can't see the achievements, but I can. I got one for Deathbringer. Alrighty then.
It is growing quieter, Grim. Not much left now.
We uninstalled unpacking. I need to go. We'll need to reinstall it and figure out how to do a timer on it, okay? It is growing quieter, Grim. Not much left now. Let's get this over with. Nothing. No, nothing left. What an utter catastrophe.
The last day beckons. Whatever will it bring? The planet is virtually uninhabitable. The few remnants choking on noxious air. It is the last gasp of humanity, slowly going up. It is a bit of a somber moment, now that I think about it. I have been with them for so long. Anyway, and crucially, my book is nearing completion.
I fail to see how that is more crucial. Gods, how did I screw up this so badly? So when do I get to read it?
Maybe the answers lie in the book, yes?
Okay. We'll talk to them later.
Leave me to my grand labor, Grim. Tomorrow we shall deal with the final matters of this office.
This is not where I saw this game going. I didn't get any money! It told me to kill everyone! I didn't get any money!
Time's running out, friend.
Yeah, it is. I don't have enough money for that. Hi, friend. Who are you?
What ho, my
Oh!
At last we meet here, the finest tavern in all the lands.
It's Monty.
You know, I'm reminded of the time me and me crew were sailing around the Cape of Ill Omen.
Hi, Penny. How are you? I'm listening with... Oh no, not more pirate tales.
And corresponding to the name, a mighty storm or a brewing right on the horizon. Shook our ship to and fro. Many of me mates swept into the icy depths of the unforgiving ocean.
Been a slow day? Doing good. Apparently, I'm killing the entire world in this run. I was not anticipating that. I was just following the rules and just everyone is going to die. Oh dear. Shook up our ship to and fro. Many of me mates swept into the icy depths of the unforgiven sea.
The sea's a cruel mistress. No ways about it.
Keep listening.
All of a sudden, the beguiling song of the sirens reached my ears. Now, you'd think sirens would sing afore, trying to lure ye to wreck ye ship on the rocks. Nay, sirens be having a fun rap. They even tried to save some of me mates, but 'twas too late. Many claims by the coffer. Afterwards, we all, sailors and sirens alike, got exceedingly drunk off some grog we found. Can't let the chance for a good party to go to waste, eh? Tis but one in me endless horde. Ask for more any time. Ye have heard of me many exploits. How about ye regale Mortimer with a
Oh,
tale
Mortimer, not
and
Monty.
adventure instead? Fire away.
Let's see. I was working at my desk. I was walking in the city. A lot of regular paper. This. Reaching out for. All of a sudden, I heard strange muted noises like yapping of rainbow. Said I'd been doing. Barked wildly at me. They winked at me.
Twas a most remarkable tale. A marvelous memoir. A fabulous fable. In return, I offer ye a gift.
Oh, and I got an achievement. Tailmaster. Cool.
This here contraption's called a phantasmalizer.
Okay.
Use it to measure the many spirits ye have imbued into your gullet. Handy after any visit to the tavern. 'Twas a great pleasure to have your attention. Time to head back to me emporium. Commerce awaits.
Cool. Okay. Hi.
Hey, if it isn't my good pal Grimoire. Has it already been a month? It's like you just got here a couple hours ago. Word is, you've caused a huge mess out there in the world.
Yep, I did.
Things like burning, drowning, dying all at once. Thought you had it locked down.
Let's see, to be perfectly honest, I did a bad job on purpose. I did what I could.
Suppose you'll just have to live with it then. Ruin on your hands, the office, disgrace.
Yep.
I don't think there's a redemption arc out of this one.
I don't understand what went
That
wrong.
There's a mystery I can't help you with. I ain't privy to the intricacies of the work upstairs. Maybe you'll figure it out someday. Eventually. I wonder what's going to happen with the office now that you've got very little left to do.
I guess it'll get shut down.
Might be time to get that last drink, huh?
Like a drink.
What's your poison?
One standard alcohol.
Beer, then? I've got a golden Corvette. It's a lager.
Drink it alone. A sourness dominates the taste and lingers far into the aftertaste, yet the drink also feels too watery. It lacks an expected richness and smoothness. All in all, a pretty cheap experience. I'll be going now.
Au revoir, Lil Reaper.
Okie dokie.
You've done well, Grand Reaper.
We both know that's
Yeah.
not true.
Wasn't believable at all. We lack the imagination to pretend this is a world where you were competent. So, what comes next?
Stop, but I don't think I did anything wrong. You're the chatty one, so tell me how to fix it. Just leave me be. I'm in enough trouble as it is.
Too late. Unless you cobble together a bit of temporal manipulation. Hop over to a different reality and do better. That'd really be something.
I'm uncomfortable with the idea of multiple dimensions, right? I'll just push my universal undo button.
If such a button existed, it'd obviously be called, like, New World Plus. Go on, oddball. Nothing else
Just
to wait for.
I don't think this is fine. I don't even know what to think now.
Sums you right up. Either devastating mediocrity or destructive apathy. We've reached the end. In general, I mean. Not with us. We will never leave you. As long as there is a you, there will be us. Until the next round.
Okay. Sign up for our weekly newsletter, Monster Hunt Gone Wrong, creature killed by angry mob revealed to be local scientist. Yep. Now that you are not here, now that we no longer talk, soon it will be over. We have come to it at last, only one choice left to make. The last human must die. One last living entity stumbles across an endless wasteland, drawing their final breath.
last day, Grim. The last choice. So, how did you choose?
Does it really matter?
No, it does not. One human is not enough to save the species, after all. But we ought not prolong the suffering of the last one. No need for such cruelty.
I take it you were behind it all somehow. Or what went wrong? I still don't get it for some reason.
Really, Grim? Honestly, this is not like rocket science. It should seem fairly obvious I caused the end times, yes? The great dying is by my design. It is true, I do not love humanity, not a bit. But why, you ask?
I didn't, but sure, go ahead.
I have grown tired of it all. This tedious existence, these humans, the endless tirade of death. It is all meaningless, you see. An endless loop of monotony that I cannot escape, that we cannot escape. Do you know how long I have been doing this? I barely remember myself. I am exhausted and sick of it all. I wish to stop, but no one can leave until the job is done. But if the great dying claimed them all, then I could be free and claim the rest I deserve. So, I helped the great dying along, piece by piece. No need for an equilibrium. This office will not be necessary, and we can all fade away.
And I was your trusted minion. Well, you sure got me. Never saw this coming. Total annihilation because you feel bad. Wow, that's some egotism.
Your hollow judgment is insignificant at this point. Off you go, Grim. Do what you wish with these final hours. We will not be meeting again.
Achievements. I'll be back. War changes. Global warming. Social society's falling. The world exploited. Humanity wiped out. As you powerlessly wait to fade away.
Fellow traveler, that was fun, wasn't it? The choices, the excitement. Admittedly, ye did largely screw everything up. The world is in shambles and all. Can't really change that. But I can offer a new cycle. A turn of the hourglass, and ye shall be set upon a path in a fresh timeline. A parallel world, so to speak. There ye will again find every friend and enemy, hope and error. Knowledge and loot will remain, of course. Otherwise, 'tis the eternal recurrence of all things.
New chance. The end. We'll go with the end. The one and only unparalleled master of melodies, sorcerer of rhythms, grand vizier of harmonies, who crafted all of the amazing music for the whole game. They're also super friendly. Kadri, serious writer, serious scientist during the day, angsty writer at night, has a similar fashion sense to the Grim Reaper classic version. I like this. This is cute for the credits. The cheerful lead of Death and Taxes makes a lot of the goodest art for the game as well. They really love cats. Meow 100% Yositivity, 0 nocitivity. Thank you for playing the game. Love, much love. This is cute. This is really clever. Marcus is an IT specialist robot master and a developer with, as they keep saying, meager talent. In their spare time, they read a lot of books, write poetry, and make weird little games for mobile. A perpetuality surly writer of words, phrases, sentences, and paragraphs, often annoyed by everything and everyone. Doesn't like people, no sense of humor, 300% grump, get off my lawn. The actual professional game developer and programmer with years of experience working in the very depths of the industry. They're also always broken in a variety of unbelievable ways. In case of bugs, contact and blame Ott. They once beeped so hard that they pooped. Okay, a talented artist who created much of the stylist visuals for the game, gaze upon their concept and line artistry, and despair, I mean enjoy, savor, and appreciate. The gracious actor who had to voice an endless supply of lines some thoughtless writers wrote down, also known as the voice of fate, whose performance is immaculate. An actor of many talents, a big-hearted Samaritan, and an engine of perseverance. Also the voice of Mortimer. Yars! Shiver me timbers. The voice of Conscience. That little bit inside your head telling you to do things. For better or worse, Bonnie is the audio designer, singer, voice actor, and much more. What can't Bonnie do? Abigail Thorne. Abigail Abby the Tube is a highly regarded actor, philosopher, Gordy, Dracula, YouTube personality, dashing, exuberant, with a wicked wink and sharp mind. Fittingly, they're the voice of Herbert, and technically Tim, who doesn't have any lines. I don't think I met Tim. Okay, you did the voice of Florian. Jimmy, who works with special needs children during the day and does voice acting at night. They love tonkatsu ramen and playing with their baby girl Lily. They got a pretty decent idea for a taco truck. It goes around like an ice cream truck. A charmer as the voice of Florian. Oops. Here we go. Gregory has dedicated much of his adult life trying to bring the sideburn back into fashion with limited success. In the process, they unintentionally found popularity as a mid-tier internet personality making songs and animations about video games. Whilst extremely grateful and fulfilled by the success, they're secretly saddened so few of the fans had chosen to adopt their style of facial hair. Perfect for the voice of Frank Whittle. Okay, Abigail Turner, voice of Cherry. Despite the tenacity to speak words incoherently, Abigail has somehow made a career out of talking into a microphone. Accomplishing such a feat requires many daily cups of tea, with the brew of choice while recording Cherry being double milk oolong with honey, only the smoothest of drinks with for the smoothest of bartenders. Oh, there's more. Michael is a voice actor from Los Angeles, California, specializes in the manufacturing of custom-made audio files for clients all over the world. Happy to add Right Miffed Ghost Janitor to resume. enjoys trying to convince their D&D group to try whatever obscure indie game discovered this week. Occasionally successful. Stephanie is a performer, happily married with 2 young kids, a military veteran and former intelligence analyst who spent their young life working long hours on the battlefield, always finding relief from video games. They now use their experience to bring fictional characters to life and provide relaxing entertainment for the overworked. Okay, the archivist. Jacob takes great pride in entertainment and is of many vocal talents, unrelated, of course, to accounting or, God forbid, tax forms. They're the voice of, oh, who else besides the smartest and most important archivist. Oh, and I got an achievement for watching that. Nice! Thank you for your help and support. This is lovely. I liked this. Okay, back to menu. All right, gallery. Okay, so I got low prosperity, low ecology, chaos, and fired. So there are still a bunch that I haven't gotten yet. 44.9%. Wonder how to get that one. Okay, back. Alrighty. So I can do New Game Plus and try and get some of these other endings. But with that, I think it is going to be it. Thank you everybody for coming and hanging out with me. I'm going to see who all is alive. I know that Sazzo went live a little bit ago. Kisa went live. So Sazzo's playing Star Wars. Kisa is doing just chatting. So let's see. Or do I want to go through and try someone else? Thank you so much, Penny, for coming and joining. I really appreciate it. Let's see. Thief Simulator. Who are you? Are you in English? You are in English. Okay. Do we go through and raid Sazzo, or do we go and raid somebody new? I think we might go ahead and just do Sazzo today, because I don't get a chance to raid him very often. He's raided me a few times. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Thank you again, everybody, for coming and joining me. And SASORIZ 86. Alrighty. And we'll send that. Alrighty. Cool. Thank you. Bye.